Hey peeps! All right, we're gonna start to stitch talk here soon. Maybe if I can figure out how to add Portia. There she is. All right, invite. Okay, so she should be coming on soon. And today, she says she joined. I don't see her popping up, but hopefully she did. All right, so today we are going to talk about continental stitch and all that good stuff that is involved in that. Maybe if I could get things to work here. See, I am not a techie. Portia is a techie. She is better at this than I am, by far. So hopefully this, she says she's not on. Okay, see, this is why things don't work very well for me. Swipe left, she said. Okay. Swipe left. See, I swiped right. All right, now swipe left. There she is. Now let me add her. Invite to broadcast. There we go. Now this is going to work. I am sure of it. It says inviting. It says inviting. It says inviting. Connecting. There she is.
Hey.
Woohoo! Hey, Chica.
All right.
All right, hold on. Now I got to fix my, there we go. What up? Can you see?
All right. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, awesome. So we are going to be
I'll
talking
take
about
back
continental stitch. And Portia, since I can't look at my screen, if you wouldn't mind like shouting out questions if people have them,
Okay.
that would be
I'll just
awesome.
as they pop on. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Louise.
Hey, everybody. Okay, and I'm sorry we had a storm blow through, so like it's way darker in here, so I had to like play with light. So hopefully you guys can see everything okay. All right, so let me go through really quick and show you what I've got going on. So I'm going to put my stitching down and show you this. Okay.
Oh, hey.
This way, yes, this way. Okay, so I am doing for my continental stitch piece, I have it upside down, I am doing a retired chart, so sorry if you like it. I'll tell you where to go later. You'll have to message me because you can't get it off HAD anymore. But I am doing Daydream by Nene Thomas. Ta-da! Can you see? There it is. Pretty, pretty.
Cool.
Been in love with this one forever ago. Okay, so that's what we're doing. And I just thought I'd show you real quick my pseudo setup because I'm actually not set up the way that I would normally be. Normally I'd be in my recliner and stuff, but you know, hey, it's all good. So here is my project box with all the lovely goodies in it, okay? I have got my thread heaven. Love this stuff. I know Michelle uses like natural beeswax. That works too. This is the color I am currently working on. Okay, that's how I keep organized. And all the other yummy colors. And these are my extra skeins that I know I'm going to need later.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, everybody. Alrighty. Let's get cracking. So continental tent stitch. There are 3 types of tent stitch, which I'm sure Portia has talked about. There is the regular half stitch, there is the continental stitch, and there's the basket weave stitch. Okay. I like to do continental. Rumor has it that the continental stitch and the back weave stitch will not warp your fabric as much as the regular half stitch. And it all determines on how the back of your project looks. Some people say you have better coverage with one or the other on the front. I don't really notice a difference with that. I've done it several ways. I notice the difference on the back. And this is all in an effort to not warp your fabric. And I've had some people say, well, I do regular half and it doesn't warp my fabric. Awesome. It also depends on your tension. I've done regular half and it has totally warped my fabric. So I'm going to show you how to do continental tent stitch. And the effort is, let me show you the back because I've already done one page. So can you guys see this? Nope, that way. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
So see how all the stitches are going like up and down? Up and down. That's the effort of continental. You want all your, now I see some, that's where I've skipped stitches, you know, all that good stuff. But all in all, you want all the threads on your back to be laying vertically up and down. So that's the goal of continental. So sorry guys, I am not as tech savvy as Portia is. She is awesome. I am not that tech savvy yet. I am not into the future. I do not do easy PDF. I do good old fashioned hard copy. All right, woohoo. I heard there was a way, Portia, you can let me know if this is true, that you can scan hard copies into easy PDF. Yes, no?
Yeah, kind of. Not, well, it depends. You really have to have a special program that's able to make it readable so that PDF can scan it. But I don't know if Easy PDF has that ability. I've never actually tried it.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay. So yeah, I'm still old fashioned. Since my daydream is hard copy, I do have some PDFs, but since my daydream is hard copy, I work hard copy. So that's what I do. So I've done some prep work for you guys. Okay, I work on a magnet board because some people ask how I keep track. I keep track with my magnets. So that's what I do. And I've done some prep work. So with continental, you're not always going to stitch with coming up in the lower left and going down in the upper right like you normally would. That's not how it always works. So L to R means left to right. So that means when you're stitching left to right, am I backwards or forward?
I think you're fine.
Okay. So like you're reading, when you're going left to right,
yep.
Okay, you are going to do your stitches downward. So that means you're actually going to start in the upper right-hand corner, going up, and go down in the lower left corner, kind of opposite of what you would normally do. Okay, so as you stitch left to right, you're going to go down. When you stitch right to left, can you guys see? Okay, when you stitch right to left, you're going to go up like normal, but you're just going backwards, if that makes sense. And you'll see as I actually start stitching. Another thing that I do that is very helpful to me, sorry guys, I'm kind of doing this backwards, hopefully you can see, is, let me move my magnet. Right here, I mark my chart so I know which row is down and which row's up. That's like super duper important when you're doing continental stitch. You always,
so question,
yeah.
My question. So when you're doing this, you say you have certain rows that go down and certain rows that go up. So does that mean like rows 1, 3, 5, and whatever are either down or up?
Yep.
Opposite. Okay.
Yep.
Down. Okay.
So you can see how I've marked it. Your top row is always going to be down, starting left to right.
Okay.
Okay. So top row is starting down, going left to right like you were reading. So I mark it down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And in a 10 block, you know how they're always divided into 10?
Yeah.
Your top row will always be a down row. Your bottom row, the 10th one, will always be an up. If it's any other way, it's not done correctly, if that makes sense.
Oh.
So like if you're marking them or if you're on your 10th or something and you're going opposite, yeah, somewhere there's been a mistake. So FYI. All right. So what I wanted to do is, because I knew that we would not be, there we go, woohoo, doing this for long, I wanted to pre-mark. So I pre-highlighted or colored, and we're doing this little, I call it the pine tree symbol. Can you see it? Okay. So I call it the pine tree symbol. We're starting with our top row, and we're going to start continental stitching. I already put in the first stitch because I had to skip so much in order to get to it. So I put in the first one. So here we go. Can you guys see?
Yep. What?
Okay. Right there's the first stitch.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Right there it is. So I already know, because I've already counted, that I'm going to do 8 stitches skipping every other one. Okay. So I started with the loop method. I'm doing it on 25 count Lugana fabric 2/1. And bear with me, because this is not my current project that I've been working on for a while. I've been working on 16 count Ada for the last like 6 months. So this is going to take me a second to get used to, especially since this is an odd angle and I can't see very well. So hopefully. you guys will be able to see it. Okay. All right. So I put in the first stitch and I'm skipping one because I know I need to do that. And see how I'm starting in the upper right-hand corner and going down to the lower left. Did you guys see that?
So move it over a little bit
Hold
to
on.
the
Let me
left.
see if I could do this. This might be helpful. Hold on. How's that? Better? Not better?
Hold on, let me see. It's focusing.
Why can I not get this to work?
Hold on, it's a little blurry.
Is it? Looks good on my end.
Well, it was fine, but then you moved it, and
I moved it. Okay, let me move it back. Hold on. See, I'm messing, and I shouldn't be messing.
Maybe it's just like reception or something.
Okay.
Because near the window, maybe it's easier. Because it was fine.
How's that? Better?
Hold on. Okay, so now we can't see where you are in the stitching.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry, guys. My fault.
So if you can lower, or not lower, but move the Q-stop down. Okay, we can see now. It's
Awesome.
still blurry. I don't know.
Really?
Everyone else who's watching,
Weird.
can you see, or what's going down for you? Let us know. Okay, Susie says it's blurred. That's so weird.
Sorry, guys. It's looking good on my end.
Huh.
Is it still blurred?
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Oh, darn it.
Okay, is it blurry for anyone else, or where do you guys see? Okay, I think it's better a little bit now. Jamie says it's out of focus. See, the only other option, which, I mean, I do this all the time, would be to kind of like brace the Q-snap with your legs and then just hold the phone, which isn't really the most convenient.
I can do that. Hold. Give me a second. I'll give that a shot.
Okay.
I have it taped to my music stand, so give me a second.
Oh.
Music stands come in handy, Portia. I know you play the violin.
Yeah, it really does.
So hold on a minute. Sorry, guys. I'm going to jiggle you around for a minute. Hopefully I don't press the end button while I'm doing this. Hold on. I need scissors. I was nervous about taping it really good, and it ends up I taped it really, really well. Okay. Hey, everybody. Here's my face. See, no, you can't. That's the wrong way. All right. But here, I need to flip it anyway, because if I know. All right.
We're going for a ride.
Yeah. Wait,
All
hold
right,
on. Let me see where I'm at. Oh, see, now I need to flip it again. How funny is that? We had talked about that earlier, Portia.
Okay, so you had to do that one thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, backwards now. Interesting.
Ta-da! Better. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Hey, this might work better anyway. All right.
Let me see if it focuses a little bit. Hold on, we lost you. Okay. Now it was in the right location, but let me see if it's going to focus or not. It might take a couple seconds because when you started to move it just a little bit ago, it was starting to focus.
Don't drop off, guys. I know. Sorry, this sounds so boring. Don't drop off. We'll fix it. I promise.
Okay, it's slowly coming back to focus. Technology life. All right, it's I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's a little bit blurry. Okay, it's all right now.
Okay.
Be okay. You can kind of see what's going on.
All right, here, and I can zoom in now too, so you can see.
Okay, that's better. Way better. That's
there.
perfect.
So see now how I'm going from the upper right hand, okay, to the lower left.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Okay. And sorry, since I'm holding my phone and doing this, now I'm going to be like super slow. There we
It's
go.
okay. That's that needed.
Upper right, lower left.
All right, Rebecca, catch the recording. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Okay. So this would be like
supper. My husband's left to fend for my family tonight. Okay. So does everybody see that?
Yep, it's perfect.
So
it's
I'm
really
stitching
good.
from, where's my camera? So I'm stitching from left to right like normal, right? You stitch like you read, but instead of going there to there, I'm going there to there.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so that's how you do the top row of a continental stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Hey Liz. Hey Liza.
Hey ladies.
Eliza. Sorry. I get an A for effort for saying your name too, Eliza.
I'm saying yours right, Portia? It's Portia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down to the next row now, since this is taking me a little bit longer than normal. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And the next row down shows me starting right below the stitch I just did. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. So let me do that. So now what you're going to do, and here's my caution about any tent stitch that you do, okay? Because since you're not doing full stitches, it's going to be super easy to be thrown off a stitch. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So you want to really make sure you're starting where you're supposed to be starting. So the next row has me going right below the stitch I just did. And now you're going to stitch normally. You're going to stitch from the lower left to the upper right, but you're going to go that way. You're going to go from right to left.
Oh,
okay. So you're going to like stitch backwards, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Let me count what I'm supposed to do here. 1 and 2, then 1, then 2. Okay. Nope. 1, 1, 2. Okay. So here, so that's a normal stitch. I'm supposed to skip one. So you can see that I'm stitching the stitch normal, lower left to upper right, but I'm going backwards.
Okay.
On the line. Does that make sense?
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, continental has always been tough for me because I would watch all the, YouTube videos and stuff, but most of the time I was just like, there's so many different people doing it differently, and I'm like, okay, so the right way to do it. Because some people go left to right and do one thing, and then they go right to left and do something different than, like,
yep.
It's crazy. So I was like,
totally get that. Totally get that. All right. Sorry, I'm just counting my stitches.
Hey, Nolene.
So I think that's going to be your biggest thing. And like I said, I don't I don't think there's any one way, Portia, as far as here. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna stop stitching for a minute and put my knees down. That way I can stop shaking for you guys. That's why I was shaking, is because of my knees. There we go. I don't think there's any one way as far as how you have to go as far as left to right, up or down, as long as you're every other one, every other row. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
for instance, I always leave that at the top of my page.
Okay.
L to R means left to right, I'm going down. And right to left is up.
Okay.
And what I mean by down is when you're doing the upper right to lower left, you're stitching downward.
Gotcha. Hey, Lisa.
So,
Okay.
I hope we're not confusing the heck out of you ladies. Hopefully not.
It actually makes sense.
Okay. So that's how I always remember it. It gets confusing because when you're going the way you always do go from left to right, you're not doing your normal upward stitch. That's where it gets confusing for a lot of people. When you're doing the left to right, you're doing your downward stitch.
Okay.
Okay. And that whole effort, let's see if it's working. Now I had to skip stitches, so it's not going to be perfect. Keep that in mind. Let me find you. Nope.
All right.
Sorry, ladies. I'm trying to learn how all this works. There we are.
Okay, there you go.
The whole effort is to make your stitches vertical. Now, that being said, that will not happen if you had to skip stitches.
Okay.
So if I had a patch, like over here, like this is another page I did, right? So if you have a patch where you're doing several stitches in a row, see how everything on the back's vertical? That's what you want.
Okay.
And that will supposedly make it to where the fabric won't warp at all. Now, I dare say, because the one I did that warped, I did in hand. I did not have a frame at the time.
Oh.
So that has a lot to do with it too, I think.
That makes sense.
Your tension has a lot to do with it.
Okay.
So make sure you're using the same amount of tension as you're stitching. But the whole point of continental stitch is to make sure your stitches on the back are vertical. And that's why you go up one, down one, up one, down one, if that makes sense. So let me flip you back over here. There we go. So I had to go 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay. So yeah, when you skip stitches, I don't want to say it's moot because it's not moot. You're still going to get the same coverage that you are intending and that you want.
Okay.
Whoop.
Hey, Sonia.
Not in the fabric, not in the fabric. There we go.
Okay, I am going to post a link to the playlist for prior videos so that everyone has it. I'm just looking forward.
There we go. So if you guys can see, I'm doing the stitch correctly now because I'm on my up row, what I call my up row. But you're just stitching in the backwards direction, going that way. Does that make sense to everybody? Does everybody have any questions about that method in particular?
Yeah, if anyone has questions, post them and I can read them out to Becky so she has them.
Don't ask me how to do basket weave. I don't know. That's the one I can't figure out. No, sir. Like, yeah. That's the one I have sat and tried to figure out, and I do not get that one at all.
I haven't even watched any videos about it because I've just been like, It's like too confusing what I have read. So if anyone knows, if anyone is a pro at basking weaving, you can come on next week. So,
right?
actually, yeah, next week I'll officially be moving. Whoop whoop. So it'll
Colorado!
be.
I just moved from there.
I'm so excited and so sad I don't get to meet you now.
I know. We had plans and everything, and then I'm like writing Portia and going, "Hey, guess what? I'm moving out of state." Ha ha.
Yeah, that sucks. But so I'm moving next Thursday, and that entire week is going to be ridiculous. So there probably won't be another Stitch Talk next week, but the week after that, I should be settled in our lovely hotel room for 2 weeks. So I will be. There'll probably be one then. So if anyone is like a pro at basket weaving, basket weave stitch, then we can definitely holler at me.
I have to be honest with you, from the tutorials I've seen with basket weave stitching, I honestly don't know how anybody would be able to do that with a HAED.
Yeah.
Okay, quite frankly, I don't know how anybody could do it, period. But that being said,
maybe have big blocks of color, maybe. I don't know.
You could totally do it with big blocks of color. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like if you had a page, whoops, sorry, my knee slipped. If you had a page that had just one color, you could totally do it. Because with basket weave, if you've seen the tutorials, all the numbers are weird. It's just weird the way you have to do it. You have to do it in almost like a triangular fashion. You start up here and you go out.
How could you remember that? And even if it was for like a non-heaven and earth design, I still don't get it, because
me neither.
The non-heaven and earth designs, they're like smaller and they have like, you know, a bunch of confetti stitches, like just colored all over the place. And I'm just like, you know me and how I hate changing floss colors. So
right.
I was just, no, there's no way.
Right.
Like, I don't know, but I know that there's some people in here who actually do the basket weave tent. So I'm kind of wondering, because that's like, I would love to see it. Like, I would just have to have that person on so I can be like, how do you do this? You know?
Yeah, no, I am so with you on that, because to me it's like really hard. And guys, I do stitch faster than this, but with the way we had to do this video, I'm like propping this against my, like you should see, it's hilarious. See, I'm propping this against my knees and like holding my phone in one hand.
Do you normally do two-handed stitching as well?
So here's the thing. I normally do one-handed stitching right now.
Okay.
And it's because I don't have a floor stand.
Okay.
I am going to convention this year. And so Michelle is going to have a bunch of floor stands there for people to try out. So I'm waiting to buy my floor stand until, you know, I could try a few and see which one I like. I will report back from convention and let you all know.
Yeah. See, I actually did two-handed stitching even with my little Q-snap and my legs. So,
oh my gosh.
I feel like, I don't know, I'm kind of like a weird stitcher, because for the past, so unfortunately, October, I actually wrote the date. I think it's October 24th will be my 3-year anniversary of this dragon. And I say unfortunately because this is taking like my whole life. So I'm just like so ready to get it over with. But October 24th would be like my 3-year anniversary of doing this project. And so when I started it, I actually did start on a Q-snap. And I started doing, you know, page and changing floss colors every 5 seconds and hating my life. And then I went to extreme cross country and I still had my little Q-snap. And I was like, I hate this freaking Q-snap, but I have to do extreme cross country. So cross country, even still with my, well, now I use the Easy PDF, but before I was doing extreme with the paper chart. And I would literally sit there for every color. I would highlight every color one time throughout the whole page. And then I would go back and then re-highlight as I was stitching. And it was like insane. Yeah. But I still made it work. And I still did my two-hand stitching, because I used to use a hoop when I first started cross stitching like 2.5 years ago. I used a little hoop, and it was like the most ridiculous thing, like seriously. But I used my little hoop and I did my, you know, one-handed stitching, and I was like, there's got to be a better way. And then Nicole Lord, met her in this group, changed my entire life. Actually, I met her in the traditional Heaven Earth design group before it became the new one. Yeah. I met Nicole bored, and she's like,
I
bro,
call that group the drama group.
Yeah, there's a lot of groups like that. Hey, Laura. Unfortunately, in the cross stitch community, like I said, I got blocked from my first group when I first started stitching because I asked too many questions. I'm sorry. When I first started stitching, I didn't know what I was doing at all. Hey, Debbie. And I was just like all over the place and had no clue what was going on, and it was a hot mess. And so I would ask a lot of questions, and some of the times I would ask the same question a couple of times because I still didn't get what in the world these people were talking about. So they didn't like it, so they blocked me and like kicked me out. And I was like,
oh, hello. That would be my new puppy that my husband just like let out, who's like attacking my stitching. Woohoo! Okay.
Oh, hi, puppy.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, you just went on a ride. Gotta save the stitching from the puppy. Okay. So if you guys could see, I'm now on the third row, and now I'm going back from left to right. Okay, like reading. But I'm stitching downward, upper right corner to lower left. I seriously hope that's making sense to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally understanding. If I think it's like when you're doing the tutorial videos or like when you're watching them, like typically you have to watch them like a million times to understand stuff. At least that's me. So
right.
If I don't first time, I'm like, all right, I'll just watch about 10
And Portia
more
here,
times.
I thought while I have you on video, I'm going to show you because you had asked a question like, I don't know, several months ago in the group about your thread twisting.
About
And
what?
I had made a comment.
Hey, Lois.
Hey, guys. I had made a comment about twisting your needle a half turn. Do you remember that?
Okay, yes, girl. Go over. I don't know what people be talking about.
You were talking about your thread twisting, right? When you
Yeah.
stitch. Okay. And you're saying, how do you do it other than letting it drop and untwisting? And I said, what I do is every time I bring my needle up, I give it a half twist towards me. It's so subtle, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it on the camera. It's literally like a half twist. Okay?
Interesting.
And that keeps it straight. And it's so like normal for me now, I don't even think about it when I do it.
So as you pull, do a little bit of like
yeah, as I pull it through, and you can't see it because it's off camera now, but pretend it wasn't. I literally give my needle like half twist towards me.
Okay, interesting.
And
all right. Well,
for the most part, will keep your thread from twisting. Every once in a while, I'll get twists. I mean, nothing's perfect, but you know, hey.
Okay, because I noticed it was mainly because I was stitching through the eye of the needle. But now since I'm not using a Q-snap, hey Becca, I don't stitch through the eye of the needle anymore because it's just a hot mess when I try to do it without a Q-snap. Like I'm stitching in hand. Honestly, a pain in the butt. But I realized a lot of my thread issues were because I was doing that. Which I mean, I like doing it, and I know Mario. He also does extreme cross country. He's like the first one that I ever saw. Him and Suzanne. I know that he stitches through the eye of the needle. I don't think he has a problem. I don't know how he avoids it, but for me,
Mario, is that guy who like goes through these things insanely quickly?
Yeah, because
he stitches. Gosh, he's always the one who like posts them pictures with his son, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I do not know how that he does these things so insanely fast. It's unreal.
I'm so jealous. Like,
I know.
I think he only posts when he finishes. I believe so. So we always see like his finished works, and it's always like once a year. So it's like it's insane.
So if you guys can see, I want to show you this here, right here. See this area right here? So that's kind of the coverage you're going to get. So right here, this looks bad because I'm skipping stitches, okay, because other colors go in there. But this is the coverage you get, 2/1 on 25 count, okay? So I'm going to give my knees a rest here. Does anybody have any questions for you guys who are just jumping on? Let me recap a little bit, okay? Because we're talking about continental stitch, continental 10 stitch. And let me go over here and show you, this is my other page. See, so that's the coverage you get on the front end with your continental stitch. That's a bubble there in case anybody's wondering.
Okay, so
what?
So a lot of people feel that they waste thread when they do continental tint. How do you feel about how much floss you waste because it's thick on the back? Or do
Because
you
it's
feel that
what on the
floss?
back?
So, like, you know how on the back it's pretty thick?
Yeah.
Okay, so some people have said that I've read in the past, they said, oh, I don't like continental because it makes your back really bulky. But aside from that, they say it you end up using more thread than you typically need to. Do you feel that you do that with continental?
I don't feel like it. That's
Oh,
not a bother to me. Here, let me show you
oh,
my back once more so we can see it. Okay, so that's my back. And I actually don't feel like it's that bulky. I mean, like, look here. So here's a really clean spot where I didn't have to skip a whole lot of stitches,
okay.
if you could see. And by the feel of it and stuff, it's super flat.
Okay.
Here's where I had to skip a ton of stitches. And
Oh,
even then, I feel like doing it this way is even cleaner, like doing full crosses and
okay.
skipping stitches and stuff. Um, if you want, I can run upstairs and show you. I'm doing a parked piece right now. I will
Okay.
tell you, I feel like that is wasting thread, like none other. I told you, earlier when we talked, I told you the reason why I don't like parking. It is not my favorite method. It took me forever to figure out. I have finally figured it out. I'm doing it on this one chart. I'm doing QS Motherhood parked. And I feel like it is such a waste of thread. I mean, massive waste. And the back is bulky, and I don't like it. I've done that chart. I usually do that as a baby gift, QS Motherhood.
Oh,
And
yeah. Let
so
me
I've
see
done the
that.
chart 3 times now. I've done it a different way each time. I will say the parking way for that chart in particular, because it's a lot of confetti, a lot of changing thread, is easier, but I feel like it's a waste of thread, if that makes sense.
Okay, got you. Oh, this is a cute piece.
So
Okay, cool.
I'm not sure what people are saying, but anyway, I'll flip her back around.
Kathy says she loves continental stitch.
Yeah, it is the bomb. This is the first one I've done with it, and let me tell you this: the stitching goes so much faster. I think,
Yeah.
like massively faster.
That's how I feel too. I feel like I'll probably never do full crosses again. In fact, that's
Right?
why I'm so annoyed with my dragon because I've been working on it for so long and I just love, not having to do a full cross. It's just not.
All right, guys. Any questions? My phone just told me I'm at 20%, which is funny because when we jumped on, I was at like 86. So,
Oh, wow. Okay.
right.
Well, I don't see any questions. I'm probably going to go live again after you just to stitch for a while because my husband's gone. So I just kind of want to like chill. So,
That's fine. I
yeah.
could jump on there too. I mean, not on video, but I'll chat. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, just so you guys here see. And look, people say, well, won't you see that it's a half? Look, here it is from far away. I can't even tell it's half stitches. Like you
Yeah, you
seriously
can.
have to get like way up there. And even when you get way up there, it's so hard to tell.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
only tell when you're working on it, like right here.
Yep.
So just remember, so for peeps who have not been on for a while, this is to me literally the key when it comes to continental stitching. Just remember when you stitch left to right, you're going down. So you're going from the upper right hand corner to the lower left hand, up in the upper right, down in the lower left, stitching this way.
All right.
Okay.
Quick question. Jane asked, are you supposed to go? It says over one, so I don't know what.
So when you're doing tent stitch on a low count like I am doing, high count, I guess I should say, I'm sorry. I'm doing 25 count. I do 2 over 1 because you want to get that coverage because it's only half stitches. Okay. So since you're only doing half stitches, you want to use more thread. So I use 2 over 1 when I'm doing continental stitch on a high count fabric, like 25 count, like I'm using now. And you can see here, that's 2/1. All this is 2/1. I have heard some people stitch on lower count Adas using tent, but they use like 4/1 when they're doing that. They use like an insane amount of thread. Or you know, not skeins, but threads, number of threads when they're doing that. So, I did see one lady one time do a 1/1 tent stitch. I believe she was doing 3 Worlds by Escher on 28 count. I forget who it was. I cannot remember her name. And this was like 2 years ago. But she wanted kind of a light, shadowy effect on it. She didn't want it to look like actually full coverage. She wanted it to look kind of see-through. And it actually was really cool. Oh, and yes, Kathy, 2/1 does let you do the loop start. That's how I started tonight. I did the loop start. I love the loop start.
Yes.
Too much. Now, Portia does hers different. Portia, you loop start on the front. I loop start on the back.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep. I bring it up like normal, and I just leave, let me flip. I leave a little tail end on the back and just loop through, pull, flip over, and you're good to go.
That is different. Cool. Well, I love there's so many different ways to do things. How cool.
Cool beans. Guys, sorry for the technical difficulties in the beginning. Yeah. I apologize.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Becky. It means a lot to us that you took the time to do this. It was super cool to kind of do this new Facebook thing, which I didn't even know we could do this. So this is awesome.
I know. That is so cool.
I finally feel like I understand continental tent, which is pretty cool.
Oh, good. I'm glad you actually understand. I felt like we were having so many difficulties, like nobody's going to actually get this. I'm bombing. So good.
No, it's so great. So let's show Becky some love. Let's see some hearts for those of you guys who are on.
Thanks,
we are
so excited. Portia, I expect you at convention next year.
Yeah, I will be there. That is the goal. It should happen.
Awesome possum. All right. Thanks, y'all. I see the hearts coming through. All right. I'll be on for a while as well. So if Portia, you're going to jump back on, I'll probably be commenting. If you all have any questions about continental stitch, ask away, and I will answer them. Cool. Sounds good. All right. Thanks again. And I'll hop back on stitch. See you later. Bye. Bye.